All
I think
right.
it's I think it's fine now.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Precious. Do you want to move to the next slide? Okay, great. So welcome everyone. You know, higher education, I think, is ripe for innovation, for disruption. Everyone agrees that the cost is getting out of hand. There's been a lot of studies on that, and there's also anecdotal um, information coming from all corners, and not just in the US, but all over the world. The cost of getting educated is increasing, and this is happening in a backdrop of information abundance. You know, we are swimming in unprecedented amounts of information. So on one hand, you're thinking, why is it that there's information available, but then to get this knowledge, you have to pay so much out of it, right? You have to pay so much to get it. So this is one of the reasons why Osiri exists. We exist to close that gap, to bring about a solution for people who are trying to get quality education but cannot pay through their nose for it. So we're going to show you how we are running our tuition-free module, how we are implementing that. We'll show you how you can complete a master's degree in less than 1 year through Osiri University. We'll also show you a way to get your PhD. Is a fast track approach. And then, of course, you'll be able to apply if you want to do that at the end of this presentation. So in addition to tuition being expensive, it takes long too, right? To get a degree, even though a lot of universities are catching on now and they are switching to an 18-month or a 12-month model for master's degree programs. But even for PhDs, it can still take a while. I remember starting my PhD program at Louisiana State University, and I had met one of my colleagues who had joined the program before me. So I met this person, and he had already put in about 2.5, going on 3 years in the program, and I finished before him. Not that I'm rejoicing, but I'm saying it took him almost 6 to 7 years to get his PhD. And so it sometimes it doesn't quite make sense, right? We know there are a lot of factors at play, but sometimes some of these things that are happening doesn't make sense, and that's why we believe that is ripe for higher ed is ripe for disruption. Now, we want to open up the doors to education for people who want to learn, who want to make a difference. But again, we're looking for certain kinds of people. And I'll be inviting my colleague in a few minutes here to speak on that too. And we do not just want people who want another degree, want to get a job and make a lot of money. And all those are fine ambitions to have. But we want folks who are going to use the knowledge that they gain to bring about positive change in their community. So we want folks who will be able to uplift their society through education. And we want folks who will start practicing that while they are attending Osiri. So we don't want you to wait until you graduate before you start doing good. Start now. You can start with yourself, start with your family, start in your household, start in your yard, in your community. Start now and start practicing with your fellow students. Practicing what? Ubuntu, the idea of togetherness, the idea of giving back. Tutor somebody, help somebody out, reach out and see how the other person is doing. And these are some of the things that are happening at Osiri, where students start tutorial sessions to support other students and help them so that they don't fall behind. So that is the advantage that you're going to gain when you join Osiri University. We believe in collective progress. In other words, we are truly practicing Ubuntu. Now, you will get this type of education again without breaking your bank. I always love to tell folks the last time I went to school, I paid $25,000 a semester, right? The value of education that we are providing, we peg it around $30,000 a year, right? And we are waiving that tuition. So that's a commitment that we're making. We say no tuition, you come, you don't have to worry about that. But then we say, hey, you still gotta support the mission. You still have to support the agenda, the vision of making education accessible. And so we're asking folks to pinch in by paying what we call an administrative fee, right? So that admin fee is not tuition. So we are tuition free, and it's important that you all remember that. And as you go out from this presentation and share with your friends, your family members, tell them that we are tuition free, and that is because we want to make education globally accessible. Now, and so you may ask, so what is the cost of that admin fee, the administrative fee that we're talking about? Well, it's only $65 per 3-credit course. So and you pay as you go, right? So you don't have to pay everything all at once. So whenever you enroll in a course, you pay that, and again, it helps keep the lights on. Go to the next slide, please. So our education, our programs are 100% online, flexible schedule. What do I mean by that? So you go online and you can access your reading materials, videos and things of that sort, and you get to work on your assignments by the due dates. But then the live sessions are also scheduled on weekends for the most part, right? Sometimes it may not work out that way, but for the most part, it's on weekends. And if you miss it, we make every effort to record those sessions so you can watch them later on. Okay? So it allows students to be able to go at their own pace, but also for those who want to be able to finish their master's degree, for example, in under 12 months, they can. And how do you do that? Let's talk about that for a minute. We used to offer our courses every month, and we realized that it is very intense for our students. A lot of our student populations are professionals, working professionals, entrepreneurs, people who want to change careers. They are busy people. So we realized that monthly courses are very intensive for our students. So we switched to a new model where one course is offered, or one course spans 8 weeks. So if you enroll in a course, you can take that course for 8 weeks, and we start in February. So February, March is one course, then April, May, and so on and so forth, right? And we typically don't offer courses in December and in January. So if you do that, but take 2 courses every 2 months, right? So now each of those courses will span 8 weeks. If you take 2 every 2 months, considering that we don't offer courses in December and January, that means you can get about 10 courses in 1 year, in about 10 months, actually, if you start in February, right? And that is how you can get your degree, your master's degree, in less than 12 months. Obviously, if you feel like that is, you can't do that, you can also stretch that out. But we've had great success with students who finished their programs in under 1 year. So just to reiterate, when you join our program, you are going to be immersed in a global community. We have students from about 25 different countries. Obviously, some countries are more represented than the others. Our online learning module is quite flexible, and our faculty members put in great effort to design the courses. So you have reading materials available to you to be able to peruse and consume at your own time. So if you look at these two charts, you have the blue for the traditional path, and then you have the orange for the Osiri pathway. So far, I've been discussing about discussing how you can actually earn your master's degree in less than 1 year. Now, let's talk about the PhD program. The unique thing about our PhD program is we've made a commitment to invite scholars to enroll in our PhD program and start their PhD work right away, because again, it feeds into our agenda of helping people become change makers, become change agents who will readily go back into their community to make a difference, right? And what better way to do that than to empower scholars who will be able to generate data or use data in their communities and to support their organizations and to help their communities, right? So the unique thing about our approach is you don't have to have a master's degree to enroll in the PhD program. With a bachelor's degree or an equivalent, you can go straight into our PhD program, start taking graduate level courses, and that will shorten your time. And that means you can actually earn a PhD without a master's degree. But we also have another option that allows you to actually earn a master's degree along the way if you so choose. So if you already have a master's degree, you could earn another one if you like, or you could say, you know what, I'm just going to get a PhD and that's it. So, but the unique approach here is you can go straight from a bachelor's degree to your PhD and finish that in about 3 years. Okay. So here are some comments from graduates. I want to actually start with the one at the bottom. Some of you may not know this, but we are really privileged to have even professors who come to us as students. So we have a Professor Adesokwe, who's a professor at the University of Port Harcourt in Nigeria, who enrolled to earn a master's degree, and he had actually graduated a master's degree in data science and information systems. So according to what he wrote here, what he learned has greatly impacted his personal life. He's been exposed to the world of data science. Even though he's a professor, what he learned has allowed him to take on associate lecturer roles at different centers, where he's now even teaching machine learning, AI courses, and things like that. And all of that stuff he learned at Osiri University, and he's been able to now build on it moving forward. So that's I love to highlight that, because sometimes students ask the question, would I be able to get a job? Well, the fact of the matter is you don't actually need a degree to get certain jobs, right? So we want to encourage our students who come to us, one, focus on the Ubuntu mindset, but also focus on actually learning something, developing your skill. So if you can do those two things, then you'll be creating or forging a path for yourself. Now, Marisa, who is on the top here, actually talks about how coming to a university has helped her identify a gap in her community. So she actually launched a newsroom, a nonprofit newsroom called Bennington Buzz. So she launched that. She's been able to raise money, put a team together, and she's running that operation in Nebraska right now. So that's another great testimonial from students. One is entrepreneurial, and the other one is more consulting type approach. So there's more here. I'm gonna skip these comments. These are just more raw comments from current students and past students. And again, just to reiterate, our programs are 100% online. However, when you finish, you actually do have the opportunity and the option to come to the US for your graduation ceremony, if you so choose. Okay, it's not a requirement. To reiterate, the study is flexible, and you can actually finish in record time if that's what you want, or you could slow down and go at a more relaxed pace, depending on your time. And if you were to start in February, you actually finish in 10 months. Meaning if you start in February, you can finish in November. But if you start anytime beyond after that, then you can actually finish within 12 months. So what are the admission requirements? Okay, the admission requirement for a master's degree is a bachelor's. In order for you to enroll into a master's degree or a PhD program, you need a bachelor's degree minimum, right? Or an equivalent of that. Obviously, for the PhD program, in addition to having that minimum requirement of a bachelor's or an equivalent, you also need to have a strong interest in doing research, right? Obviously, we're teaching English, so you have to have a command of the English language as well in order to join our program. All right. Okay. So to apply, you go to osiriuniversity.org/apply. Once you apply, you give it about 24 to 48 hours for your application to be reviewed by the registrar's office. And once it's been reviewed, you will receive an admission letter in your mail. So that's the website right there, osiriuniversity.org/apply. And that's our WhatsApp number. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. So again, we encourage you all to apply right away. Classes is going to be starting very soon on April 1st. Before that, you'll be going through some orientations. So I think this is a good place for me to stop, and you can actually unshare so that I can see people who want to ask questions. And if you have any questions at this point, please ask. Let me also say this: if you are a current student and you have questions about a specific issue, you could wait till at the end of the program or this presentation for us to maybe discuss one-on-one to discuss what your issues may be, or if you have any particular issue, just kind of wait till the end. But right now, I'd like to take some questions about what I have shared. Oh, no, actually, before I do that, let me invite Seal. Please, Seal, I would like to invite you actually to make some remarks.
Okay. So as Dr. Osiri mentioned, we look beyond traditional education in terms of what our goal is for U.S. students. So we certainly want you to be positioned to be economically successful. That's the starting point. We want you to get a degree and get a good job and better your life economically. But if that was all we did, we would feel like we were not properly serving you. What we, as he alluded to, spoke very directly to, we feel very strongly that traditional education has somewhere along the line it lost the sense of purpose that it should have, which is how do we prepare you to be good human beings? How do we prepare students to contribute to building society in a productive, just manner? So my background is I spent 40 plus years as a lawyer and working all over the world and experienced in what I believe to be the structure of our society and how it works in different parts of the world is that we need to rethink how we do some things in the world. And in order to start, we need to prepare people like you to be the leaders of the future. So we believe strongly at Osiri University in the Ubuntu philosophy, I am because we are. I teach with Dr. Osiri 2 classes everybody's required to take. The first is called Ubuntu Mind, and in that class, what we believe is in order to properly position you to be a generative contributor to yourself, to build yourself up, so that you're in position to build up first your families, then your communities, then society in general, that we have to start by giving you a new perspective on how to think. So we call that Ubuntu Mind, and in Ubuntu Mind, we teach you everything from how to quiet your mind and engage in a daily practice to be mindful and to be able to think clearly, to have an agile mind, all the way up to understanding how that applies to how we interact with our organizations, with our communities, and with society, how we impact them, what the research is telling us on the role we play in building society, and how structural problems in society can inhibit us from doing that. So that's Ubuntu Mind. The second class is called Law and Ubuntu, and that's getting that dives deeply into how is society structured legally that either promotes or inhibits our ability as people to build a just and good society. And so by the time you're done with Ubuntu Mind and Law and Ubuntu, we feel that our experience is that our students are well positioned to start the process of becoming the best versions of themselves with their education. So with that, Dr. Osiri, did I hit all the points that you were thinking of?
Yes, you sure did.
Okay, great. So I too will answer questions if you'd like. I will mute my mic for now.
All right. Questions, comments? So just to is somebody? Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Choma. Yes. You unmute. You are still muted.
Yes, I know. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, so
Mhm.
sorry, good evening. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Sylvester. So my question is, so I'm part of a series, so I'm not really asking a question like other. So my question, because I have you have to talk to people about this. You have to, sell it to them. So you need to be sure of what is happening, and when you're speaking from that well-informed point of view. So do we have medical-related courses for masters and PhD? And I mean specifically for nursing or health-related studies. How does it work if we do? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Good question. Oh, so we do not have degree programs in medicine or health-related fields. We do have one course in healthcare, just a course, and we position that course to intersect healthcare and IT. So we call it digital technology for sustainable healthcare. So you're applying tech to disrupt healthcare and to make healthcare better, right? So, but we don't have a program, a degree program in the health sciences yet. We will eventually. We have gotten some, asks about that. But right now we do have one PhD, a PhD in business innovation. And let me say this, folks, don't be thrown or don't put off a little bit because you see business in the degree, right? Some of you may come from the hard sciences and you feel like, okay, what am I doing with business? Well, the way I see business and the way we've actually created our program is, one, we look at business as value creation. Okay, we teach you how to think about creating value. So that's what business is all about, right? Who are the key stakeholders? Who are you trying to serve, and what value are you trying to create? So think of it in that sense. And then innovation is about change, right? How do you want to disrupt the sector? You know, or are you going to bring in a new product or change a process, right? So that's all you're doing there. And so if you're interested in applying innovation to a field, let's say healthcare, you can do that program. You can get a PhD in business innovation, and your dissertation can focus on, you know, the impact of certain kinds of innovative ideas or technology on healthcare, maybe in your community, right? That could be just an example of a pathway you could take for your dissertation and your research, right? So the PhD is applied, okay, and is a multidisciplinary PhD, as I've just articulated, right? So we have people with religious backgrounds in the PhD program, people from the agricultural sector, people in diplomacy who are pursuing that PhD in business innovation. All right. So again, it's a multidisciplinary PhD. Let's say, for example, we have folks who are interested in religion, and they might be looking at the intersection between religiosity and innovation, right? Does religion increase or help promote innovation, or vice versa? You know, there's some interesting questions you could try to answer through your PhD dissertation research. Okay, so that is the PhD. And then we have 6 master's degree programs. We have an MBA in sustainable leadership. We have a Master of Science in Food Systems and Sustainable Agriculture. For those who that's actually in the science domain. We do have a Master of Science in Data Science and Information Systems, where you take courses like AI, data science, Python, and things like that, cloud computing, cybersecurity, right? And we have an MA, Master of Arts in entertainment and performance, but that we're thinking about changing that name. We also have a Master of Arts in Education as well, and we have a Master of Science, though it's very small, much smaller program, a Master of Science in Smart Manufacturing. So those are our 6 master's degree programs that we have. Now we also have 6 bachelor degree programs, and the bachelor degree programs mirror the master's degree program. So essentially, you take the technical field, and you combine it with business, and you get the bachelor's. For example, we have a Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness, where you're learning about food systems and combining that with business, so you could be able to create something, right? We have a Bachelor's of Science in Business Intelligence, which combines data science and those IT courses with business, right? Now you can see what's happening there. So we do have 1 PhD, 6 masters, and 6 bachelor's degree programs. I hope that helps. For now,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but I still have more questions. Okay, so like I had somebody ask me sometime early this year. Her background is accounting, so she wanted to do PhD. She has an MBA. She wanted to do a PhD, and I told her traditional education in Nigeria or in some part of the world would not take that. They won't take an MBA for replacement of master's in accounting. Now, what I hear you say is, looks like we want to alter those traditional rigor. So it means that if I have a master's, or if I have a degree in, it doesn't really matter. There's nothing like PGD. I can just run straight and take once I have a degree, I can take master's in any discipline. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, that is a fair statement. If you have a bachelor's degree, you can pursue any of our master's degree except the Master of Science in Smart Manufacturing, because that is very engineering and computer heavy. Besides that, you could do any other program. You can also actually do even a Master of Science in Data Science and Information Systems if you pass Python. That is the Python is basically the weed out. We call it weed out course, right? You have to take that course. So, and we actually have students who've come to us. I know a student from Ghana who has a political science background for his bachelor's degree, came to us. He was actually very passionate about wanting to archive and track the traditional medicine and herbs in Ghana. And he wanted to get some data science training. And so he had to take Python. So that is the course. If you could pass Python, and we have a really good professor that teaches Python. If you could pass Python, then you could do well. I mean, it's not that easy, but you could do well. And that's another point I like to make. We talk about free tuition, right? When we say tuition free, it doesn't mean effort free, right? You still have to, you realize that, a lot of students come to us and they realize, oh, I still have to do it at work. Yeah, we are not just giving degrees away and passing people. And sometimes people realize I can't take 3 courses at a time. I'm going to take 2. I'll take 1 at a time, and they kind of calibrate themselves as such. So the answer is yes. If you have a bachelor's degree, we've designed the programs to allow you to go through any of our programs, except again the Master of Science in Smart Manufacturing. You have to have a science background to do well in that program, to be quite honest with you. And then for the Master of Science in Data Science, if you pass the Python, then you're good to go. So
okay, so my last question, sorry, I'm asking too many questions because I want to be selling this,
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me, if you don't mind, Jima, let me also answer your other question too. And that also applies to the PhD. So if you have a bachelor's degree in any field, because our PhD is multidisciplinary, you can also apply for our PhD program. Because again, the PhD actually focus on research. So what we do is we try to guide you towards coming up with a research topic that would fulfill your needs. So I want to also make that remark. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so thank you. So I think what I will need to get the courses that are already running, so that at least I can talk from that informed position, or convincingly, if I'm talking to somebody who is interested. In fact, I think I'm even interested in the digital technology course that you mentioned. I think I'm interested in that. Because I have a page, it doesn't really matter. You just keep improving yourself. I think I'm interested, but I have to figure out how that works because I have a whole lot of people ask me questions. Then, please, I want more clarity on this free tuition, $65 thing. How?
Yeah. So again, we're not charging tuition. If we were to charge tuition, then you'll be paying $30,000, right? Which is the value of our program in a year. So we don't charge them tuition. What we are charging or asking folks to pay is what we call administrative fee, an administrative fee. And you pay that per course. So $65 per course. And you pay that per course. You don't have to, if you're not taking a course, you're not paying that. You take each time you enroll in a 3-credit course, you pay $65. Let me quickly share my screen actually and show you this. Can you see this? Reimagine American Education. Can you see it? Yeah.
Sure,
okay.
Sure.
So if you go to Osiri University /programs and look at how we spell programs, the American way is MS at the end, MS, right? /programs, you'll see all the programs that we offer currently. So we have the Doctor of Philosophy, the PhD in Business Innovation. We have the 6 masters I told you about. These are the 6 master's degree programs. And then we also have the 6 bachelor degree programs. And then we also have an associate, which is a 2-year program in entrepreneurship and in innovation. So Chioma, well, for you, this can be your guide. So / programs. Just go there and you can be able to see all the programs, and they can actually apply straight from here. If you click on this, for example, it tells you about the program. You have to take 14 regular courses and then graduate and seminar courses. And then you can actually enroll right here. Click enroll now, and voila, you enroll. So this is a lot of information about the program. So again, is osiriuniversity.org / programs. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes. Let's go to Frederick. Frederick, the floor is yours.
Good day, good afternoon, good evening. Like I said, the different time zones. Okay. Thank you so much for this expository, eye-opening information about Osiri University. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And also to Dr. Professor Sylvester, thank you so much for expounding on it. I just have a few questions I will need clarifications on. I like the fact that Osiri University is going outside of the normal traditional university, and that's good, because education is not just confined to the 4 walls of the university alone, like we've known, especially in Africa, especially in Nigeria, where I'm from. We do that a lot. I would just want to ask a few questions. For example, let's say I'm taking an MBA in sustainable leadership now, and let's say I'm done. I think you are postulating 1 year, even less than that, if someone is fast to finish MBA. For example, if I'm taking sustainable leadership, let's say I'm done. I don't know how will the results start coming in. The scores. Is it that when you finish a particular module or a particular course, you take exams, then your result will be out, or does it take time? Or I think I need clarification on that. That's one. Then two, let's say I'm done with all the 9. I think I checked the one for sustainable leadership. I think it's 9 courses. Okay, so and you said each one is $65,000, $65. So let's say, for example, I'm done with the 6, the 9. Will I have to wait for like another 1 year, 6 months to get my certificate? How fast do I get my certificate? Or do I need something like a statement of result first? Or I want to know. These are the issues we have with our traditional universities, especially in Nigeria. You can graduate, let's say 2021, and you can get your official certificate in 2025. It's possible, and you see, you need a certificate to get to work, and employers will be asking, "Where's the certificate? I thought you graduated. What's going on?" It's about all the issues. So I want to know about that. Then lastly, for let's say if you want to transfer to another university, maybe you want to do a PhD program abroad or somewhere, they will need to get your transcript. Do Osiri University give issue transcript? So those are my 3 questions now. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Yes, even though we are new, we are not that new anymore. I mean, we are still new, but we've been at this now for at least 3 years. Our first cohort started in February of 2024, and those who started in February finished November, December of 2024. We actually had a graduation ceremony in the US in 2024, right? So they graduated, and the way it works is once you finish, you get your degree. Once you give it about a month or so, you get your degree, provided all your coursework has been graded and everything like that has been done, and we have all your transcripts from your former institutions. You don't owe anything. You have to do clearance, right? So, but you don't have to wait a whole year. No. I mean, you get it. I would give it like a month or so, and then and by the way, your degree is also comes at no charge. You get it emailed to you. You'll be emailed to you, and then you can download it. You can put it on a nice paper and put it up. Obviously, if you want a paper copy, then of course there's some small fee associated with a paper copy, and also there's also a cost associated with if we are mailing that to you as well. Things of that sort. So So that is that when it comes to how soon. Obviously, some instructors, will grade their work, quicker than others, but that's something we are working on, to make sure, people get their grades in on time. We have actually created an office. Madam Elizabeth Ake is here. She's actually the director of global learning and teaching practice for Osiri University, and her role is to mentor TAs and supervise PhD students who are working with instructors with grading and things of that sort, to make sure that not only are they learning, but they're also making sure that grades are done on time and things of that sort. So I hope that answers your question. Frederick, did I miss anything?
Okay, I think yes. Okay, the last one, I think
Mhm.
you forgot the last one. When I was talking
Oh,
about do Osiri University comes with transcript at the end after
oh
the
yeah, oh
certificate?
yeah, yes, of course, yeah, yeah. So yeah, you also, your first transcript is also free of at no cost. So your first transcript, you get that at no cost. Your certificate is also at no cost. We emailed those to you. Yes, but anything beyond that, again, there's a small fee associated with it, and again, we don't believe in nickel and diming people. We don't believe in hidden costs. We are very transparent, but we actually have to ask for students to pay for the extras beyond the first free ones. Again, just because we have to have people do all this work, right? So yes, you get a transcript, and we've had people graduate, 2024, 2025. We're going to be planning another one soon here, 2026. So yes, so you'll be getting a transcript. All right, very good. Good question. Questions, Frederick?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you very much. I don't
absolutely.
know
Go ahead.
for carry purpose. Supervisors, I think that's one major issue with the postgraduate program. Okay, especially in traditional universities, supervisors will not have your time. The tests will be there, they will not want to read it. I know if I'm talking from experience, and it's frustrating. So I want
Yeah,
to know how do Siri University want to handle that, especially
yeah,
since it's an online learning program. How do supervisors, how you want to cope with supervisors and students relationship? How soon? How fast? How do they
yeah.
respond? How do they attend to students?
Well, well, if I'm going to speak from my experience, and we've designed these programs based on our own experiences, getting our PhD in the US. The first thing is, we put it back in your hands. We put back the power in your hands in a number of ways. The first way is, you get to put together your committee. We have, so as I told you, we started in 2024. So right now we have a group of students who are finishing up their coursework, their PhD coursework, and they're going to be starting their research towards the end of this year, right? So we put that in your hands, and that is, as you read literature, you need to start identifying the key players in your field. And those people may be at Osiri, and those people may be outside of Osiri. So we encourage you to identify folks that you're going to put in your PhD committee. So it's in your hands. That's number one. We approve it though. We approve them, make sure that they are qualified to be on the PhD. They have a PhD themselves, they have experience. So you reach out to people that you feel you can learn from, people who will be responsive to you. It's like a mentorship, right? The unique thing about PhD, and people don't understand it, is different from a bachelor's degree or from a master's degree. In fact, if you think about it, you're actually getting your PhD from one person in a sense. I mean, your PhD chair actually determines whether you get a PhD or not. If you think about the ceremony, the PhD ceremony, that chair is the person that actually hoods you, gives you a hood, because he's been the one or she's been the one to supervise you throughout. So finding a chair that you want to learn from, that's going to mentor you, that's going to be responsible, is very important. Um, so I give you an example. When I my PhD was in chemistry, right? So when I went to Louisiana State University, they took they asked me to come out and put me up in a hotel, and they actually had me interview different professors, right? I looked at their labs and things like that. So I was looking and trying to figure out who I want to work with. It was my choice. So that's how it works. It's my choice to determine, okay, do I want to work with this person or that person, right? So when I connected with Professor Steve Soper, who ended up becoming my advisor, I liked his lab. I loved the way he spoke. I loved the way he was very optimistic about life, about what he was doing. He was doing exciting research. And I asked him, hey, you think I can work with you? And he said, maybe I could work something out. So, and that was how we decided to work together. And anyway, I can share that story some other time in terms of how much I learned from him, how I learned writing and things like that from him. But that's how it works. You get to find someone. So if you're a PhD student, start looking around other universities and email people and ask them, hey, do you mind being in my committee? Do you mind serving in my committee? And all you need is about three people to get going, to form your committee. Once we approve that, then you can, they'll have the power to say that you passed or you need to continue to work on your stuff. So I hope that answers your question.
But
So,
if you let me jump in. But if you don't get the 3 persons to form that committee, what happens?
You just keep looking. I mean, you have to have a committee. You have to have a committee. See, PhD again is a different beast, right? Again, from my experience, it's not a lot of people think also, they think, oh, I want to take these courses. And some people ask us, how long will it take me to get a PhD? Well, actually, it's as long as it's going to take you, because you drive it. There's a course portion. Yes, that course portion, we control that because we offer those courses. But once you are done with the course portion, the rest, you drive it. You drive the rest. You have to collect your data. You have to do your writing and all that stuff. So I often say this too. Once you are in a PhD program, I mean, it's already a vote on your intelligence. You are smart, fine, to be in a PhD program. But we are also trying to train you to be resourceful. Yeah, PhDs are resourceful. You have to be able to solve problems. And if you can't put together a team of committee, it means you can't get a PhD. You can't. What are you going to do in the world if you can't put people together to come and supervise your stuff? Obviously, we are here to guide, right? So you give us names and we vet you, we advise you, we can recommend. But also, when you struggle to get a team together, it also shows that you are not reading. It means that you are not reading literature. You don't know who is in your field. You're not focused here. So, and so we have determined, like I said earlier, tuition free for us doesn't mean effort free. We are determined that even though we've designed our program for professionals, people who are busy, we also want to make sure that when you finish our program, you can defend it. And when you finish, when you can speak intelligently and you can get things done in the world. And so that's a big test. I think I may have shared this the last time, and maybe I'll share it again. When I put together my committee, I gave the name to the graduate school, they approved it, right? Okay. There was a milestone that we had to achieve. In our case, it was called the proposal. We have to send in a proposal, and you have to submit that proposal and defend that proposal. I'm not talking about the final dissertation here. This is like a midway point. So when I submitted my proposal, one of my committee members told me, I'm not available. Just like the gentleman Frederick was mentioning earlier. Sometimes they don't have time to read it. He was like, you know what? I don't have time to read this. You kind of submitted this on kind of too late for me. but it might be late for him, but it was by the due date. It's still by the due date, right? So he's like, I can't do this. I was like, so what do you want me to do? So I said, I don't have time to read it. So I figured quickly, look, I'm not going to play games with, with my PhD program. Guess what I did? I removed him from my committee. I removed him from my committee. That's what I did. I went to the graduate school. This professor is not available. I removed him. I went and talked to somebody else. So you have to know how to solve problems. And sometimes it might be a little political too. So I had to remove him, put somebody else, and I was able to do my proposal, and I moved on. So things like that happen. You have to navigate. Oh, I see Professor Mama Muchie, who is the director of our PhD program, is actually here. Professor Muchie, I didn't know you were on the call. Yeah, your hands are up. Please go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm hearing very interesting questions the sister is asking, and your responses are very good. I very much like to say something about those who must achieve PhD and master's programs, completion of master's. They can do a mini dissertation in the master's, and they can do a full dissertation, but also they must at least produce one publishable paper, and it must be reviewed, and it must be acknowledged. Even if it's not published, it's at the stage of publishable stage. Even at the master's level, we should have another requirement, like a master's students is not just by doing PhD, master's thesis or dissertations, but they must also do something to publish. If it is in the scientific and engineering area, it can also be creating startups, venture startups and things like that can be, and also patents and some way. Even if they don't do it alone, they can also do it as a team, as a group. Something like that is what is expected. On the PhD level, at least minimum 2 to 3 papers must be published. They must publish acknowledging that they, from the study of the Osiri University and the research they are doing, whatever data they use, analyzed, and from all the labs or whatever it is that they found, out of that they frame it, they do the conceptual and theoretical and others, and data analytics, all that is included, and then they do select. If they do things like that, then we can graduate them because they will be publishing. But the other important thing is also not just to publish, all right, to flourish, but also to publish, and for the sake of building the quality of the university, citations must also increase. So you need to have also ways by which you could do conversational policy, relevant statements, media relations, and so on, to make sure that what you produce can also be cited. So some of us have huge citations. The number of citations I have in Google Scholar, Academic Premium, and ResearchGate, if you add all that, thousands. You need to have this kind of citations. When you have more citations, then you are acknowledged, and your H-index, IH-index, many things like that, you also become significant. So we need to, but the more you do it with Osiri University's name in it, it means you are advancing not just yourself, but also the university. That's my suggestion and recommendation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. So Professor Mamamuche, whom you just heard speak, is the director of our PhD program. And I'm actually glad he's here. And for those of you who don't know him, I would encourage you to go and look him up. Professor Mamo Muchi is an accomplished scholar, having earned his degree from Columbia University, and also from Sussex in the UK. Last time I checked, Professor Mamo Muchi has over 500 published articles. Last time I checked, and books, uncountable books. And when you talk about a multidisciplinary scholar, I mean, he embodies that, whether it's in innovation, in engineering, in business, in leadership. He's just they call him Einstein of Africa. That's what he called. And so, but I bring him up to say that he's also teaching a number of courses at the PhD level, including comprehensive research methods at Osiri University. And he's someone that you would really learn from and be inspired by his work. So for those of you who are still on edge about, should I come, should I go? This is, if you think about multidisciplinary research, impactful research, Professor Mamo Muche will be able to guide you. He has also founded several journals, okay, including the African Journal of Science and Technology, Innovation and Development, which is, I think, is it Elsevier, Professor Muche?
Yes.
Is it Sylvia?
No. Yeah, it's not Elsevier. It is Taylor Francis from Oxford. Yes.
So those are the top
the top tier, publisher.
Top tier publishers. So anyway, my point is you'll be exposed to people like him. But I like to piggyback on what he said earlier. If you notice, if you heard him correctly, he's talking about not just, we're not just trying to give you a degree and wave your hand and so you can have the title and we bid you farewell. He's saying we want to push you to make sure that your work is impactful. If you do some groundbreaking work, there should be some sort of media attention to your work. So are you making some presentations where you get to talk about it? And it doesn't have to be CNN. It could be in your local news. You could go present it to your local news, talking about your work. For those of you who are from Africa, you may have noticed that it's hard to find data. Well, create it. Go and collect data and solve problems in your environment. That's worthy news, right? That you are making inroads in along those lines. So again, you have to make sure that your research is impactful, but it starts by writing. Okay, let me underline that again. He's encouraging us that the research is not just so you can write and then defend and graduate. It needs to be publishable, meaning there needs to be external reviewers who review your work and deem it, give it a thumb up, like, hey, you can publish this, or it's actually publishable. So keep that in mind as you come to Osiri. You're going to be challenged, encouraged, and there are very smart ways. If you are a professional, there are smart ways to combine your professional life with your PhD. You can actually use it to raise your profile, even more. So think about how to strategically brand yourself and brand your research so that the work you're doing can take you to the next level. That is what we're talking about here. Prof, go ahead, please.
Yes. Thank you very much. I think you articulated it very well, very well. What we need to do now is we need to explain to all our PhD students and master's students, not necessarily the undergraduate ones, but the postgraduate ones. I think the action side is very, very important. Not just doing, not just we ask them questions and they answer, and then we evaluate that and then we give them marks. That's one aspect, but that's not the most important aspect. We need really to add output, tangible, impactful output that has relevance for them. They will be so proud when they get publications. The interesting question now is in the journals. We have a number of journals, and I'm involved in many journals, but the ones I founded are about 3 or 4. But these journals, the one in Taylor Francis in Oxford, they now give us royalty for the journal, £5,000 a year we get because of the way. And the important thing we do is we focus on publishing not established professors and so on, but younger people, especially from Africa. Over 70% of the publications are from scholars from Africa. And what we want is also what we call special issues. Now, even with the Osiri University, with your Ubuntu philosophy, if there is any chance, all of you can also match, collaborate and make teams, and either we do conferences, seminars, some very important, like recently we just did in Nigeria, an important conference on artificial intelligence and responsible artificial intelligence and innovation and innovation system. Many things like that we did, and it's very nice. The output was very, very good. And even the papers that are submitted, they will be now evaluated, and thematically related ones will be published in the journal. After they are published in the journal, Routledge will publish them as books. You get into books. So you can even publish books and special issues and collaborations, seminars and conferences, and real collaborations and then highlight also Osiri University. I think things like that we should do. There's also something I really want to ask you, all of you. We had the 130 years of the victory of Adwa. And this is a victory, not just fighting colonialism, but it's also education on the education liberation idea we have. And we now are thinking of creating the Adwa Pan-African University. And I think Osiri University should collaborate with us. And since you have designed your vision, mission, and so on, now we are thinking, we started this university about 15 years ago in 2011, but it has not been implemented yet. But we say by this year, once 130 years, it must be. Now, I think we had 40 days in Cape Town, and you'll not believe, it's very surprising for all of you. People came from Haiti, from Jamaica, from all over Africa, Nigeria, everywhere. I'm just impressed to see all of the young people coming and doing interesting things. So what I want us to do is, I think we should collaborate, and as Osiri really aligns with it, because Osiri has Ubuntu, and also Adwa Victory is also making all Africans to be free, even on the education side, to do the things that they need to do and value and admire and promote. So I think my suggestion is we should also know how we can also collaborate and create this kind of university to join. For example, UNISA. Here there's a South Africa is UNISA. It's a distant education unit, exactly like Osiri, does a lot on online. They are also doing it online, and they are global. They all over Africa, and they have campuses also in different parts of Africa. Also, Osiri should also be, as it grows up, it can also be all over, North Africa, East Africa, South Africa. We should have also campuses once we get the funding. We need to actually also make sure all the funding agencies also are with us. They need to value us, understand us. And I think you, the graduates, are also relevant and important, because of high quality you produce. We can also highlight it. By highlighting, others will value us and then come back to us and even fund us. So all these opportunities exist. We are all interconnected, and see if we could continue, follow up, do the best thing. We're all together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Appreciate you. Frederick, your hands up. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I think I heard you were talking about the for the PhD track. You have to have a team of three professors. I don't know for the MSc track. Do you need to get three or is one enough? I think just one should be enough.
No, you actually don't need that. You don't need a committee for your master's degree. You just need you just do a project. You have to do a project, and that project, like Professor Mamo Muche mentioned, we actually encourage you. You can actually work together. You can collaborate on your project.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. So that means I can maybe collaborate with some of my classmates and maybe we work on similar topics or maybe different aspects. Okay, I think that would be nice and that will also be a little bit cost effective too. No problem. Thank you very much.
All right. Yes, Dr. Njako.
Okay, thank you. I sincerely do appreciate that insight from Professor Mamuche, because I remember when we were having this conversation in 2020 after COVID, how we focused more on, indigenous module design, and hearing him talk about the collaboration is the new currency. It really excites me, and especially that the focus, shifting that focus to, budding journalists, professors, at their early career to collaborate, to use this platform. I mean, we have a whole lot of serious-minded scholars, upcoming scholars, who can, try to learn from each other. We have those who are open to mentoring. I think it's something that's worth focusing on, because I'm just hearing Professor Mamuche talk about the conference in Africa, in Nigeria, and I'm in Nigeria. I did not hear that. How come I heard of this meeting now? And I did not hear about that AI. And I have like 3 papers. I'm working on AI, on education, AI, on media, AI, on language. Like, I did not get it, but I got this email. Please, the communication team, please, we need to hear this, information so that we can prepare ahead. I mean, I have a whole lot of clusters that work together and do research to just be a good opportunity to, leverage. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Abdullah.
Well, thank you very much, the Osiri team. Thank you, Professor Mamamuche. Thank you, Sylvester. It's actually nice listening to you. I was in the last meeting where I actually listened, but I was transiting. I was moving around, so I couldn't. So I felt it necessary to join the second meeting. So I heard the part where you mentioned the committee, where you have to actually select a committee by yourself, a 3-member committee, experts in the field. But I'm looking at it now. The PhD program is in business innovation, and what you said is an addition of value to existing body of knowledge. It's a multidisciplinary, So that means I can actually select people from different fields, and it has to be kind of voluntary for them. Because, in a university setting, normal university setting, the brick wall university, they use to check this because they are being paid salaries. It's part of what they need to do as being lecturers or as being, part of the department. So I just want to get clarification that the people I select now, it must be people I know on personal level or on professional level, and they must be willing to take this on a voluntary level. Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My experiences, even though the professors are paid salary, they don't have to. They are not mandated to serve in my committee. They are not required to serve in the committee. It's all voluntary. I mean, the educational enterprise is actually based on that. A lot of things that we do in education is actually voluntary. Professor Muche talked about the journal that he does. I mean, the reason why journals exist is because they have people who volunteer to actually serve as reviewers. They spend time reading other people's articles and giving feedback, right? So
That's true.
So yeah, so when they serve in your committee, is voluntary, and they're not getting paid for that. So, but I don't want you to get bogged down by that. That's going to happen after you've taken. I mean, remember you have to take 14 courses before you start this process. So you have
I like starting my things early. You understand? If I know that's what I'm going to do, it makes me make up my mind, and I know how it's going to do. Because like you said, now I have some couple of proposals I already have on ground, and I'm not at the proposal level yet. So it makes my job easy if I could know that, okay, this is what I'm about to do. I am a microbiologist. I graduated as a microbiologist, first degree. I'm actually running a master degree in health, environment, safety, and security. And I wish to go into maybe industrial hygiene or something like that, or a research that actually, fascinates, captures my mind. That's why I'm buying this idea of your business innovation. You understand? If I'm to add value to an existing field, you understand? It could be this through this PhD. You understand? So that's I'm looking at that. So if I can actually have everything laid down in front of me, might not be complete, but I know that when it gets to this stage, I'll talk to this person. When it gets here, I'll talk to this person. So I appreciate that. It's a fantastic approach.
Mhm.
You got me sold there. I'm hooked. Thank you very much.
I also I just stepped down from the University of Nebraska, where I taught for 10 years, right? So I just left last year. Before leaving, I worked in the business school, right, for 10 years, but I served in the committee for a student in music, right? What am I doing in music? But he was doing, again, interdisciplinary PhD. He knows I do work in indigenous knowledge, and innovation, African culture and things like that. So his music was about, roots of African American music, and he felt like I could contribute to it. So he grabbed me, he brought me into his committee, right? I've been in a committee with another person in education, right? Even though I'm in business. So it does happen. So that's just at Nebraska. I also serve on committees for two people at the University of West Indies in Jamaica, right? So, but all these are, I'm not getting paid for all this I just mentioned. They're not paying me salaries. I'm not part of their faculty over there in Jamaica. But it's research that I appreciate. I feel like I will also benefit from it, right? Let's say if we were to publish a paper, my name will be on the paper, depending on how we work things out. So it can be a win-win collaboration between you and the committee members. So it's not just about them giving you. You also need to position in a way that they're also getting something out of it, right? So that's how it works. And we can advise you and also help you narrow the names down, make some suggestions where we can. But I love your approach of thinking ahead. You can start, sort of plotting and figuring out, okay, who might I want to call to be my committee? Even though we say 3, you could plan for 5, right? Because of, things that may happen along the way. So yeah. So kudos to you on thinking ahead. Did you just raise your hand again? Go ahead.
That's an old hand. Let me drop it.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, Cyril, you want to make a remark before we go?
There's one point I want to say.
Okay. Yes, sir.
There's a conference coming in May 2026 at the African Institute for Science Policy and Innovation at the Obafemi Awolowo University.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they are very much also interested in making sure that PhD academies are engaged. I think Osiri University should collaborate with them. And they are now interested in with areas like science policy, innovation development, transnational development, artificial intelligence, policy advisory, and coinage around that, the areas they want to do. And I have sent them, for example, they want me to give a keynote. I told them my title would be Context Anchored Application of Digital Technology and Artificial Intelligence to Achieve Fully the Africanized sustainable and integrated innovative development. Something like that is what they want. So what I would do is I'll send you the email of the coordinator. His name is Mike. I think, as the sister said, there are many good things happening in Nigeria, and we should also connect also and then collaborate with them too. So I think that would be very nice if you could do that. Yes. So I just want to say I'll send it to our brother, Professor Osiri.
Sure.
I'll send it to you and then you can share it. And then when they made the call, before they made the call, if they want to make us collaborators like Osiri University to join, that would be very nice. Because with this other universities, the Bell Center of Innovation, artificial intelligence, two of the students were my postdocs here in South Africa. They still supervise students from our university, even now, even though they are in Nigeria, they still work with us. So we can collaborate like this. So the more collaboration, the better. So not individual, not capitalism. Let's be socialist. Thank you. knowledge socialism, not knowledge capitalism. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I just want to say to the sister, because she says she wanted to know. So make sure you involve her, so she's happy. Thank you. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, let's go to Frederick and then to Dr. Njoko.
Okay, quickly, Prof. I don't know, please, if you can share Prof's handle with me, Professor Mamouche. I did not really get the name. I would like to just reach out to him. Thank you.
I didn't get the point.
All right. He wants your information.
On this one.
Hmm?
I'll send it to you and then you can send it to them.
Okay.
This
Okay.
information on
Okay,
it's going to be in May. Yeah, and we also have Ethiopia Leaks. Also, we'll have another one in September. I'll also send you that. And
Prof.
Osiri University, you are a board member there, so you are part of it. Yeah.
Yes, Prof. I'm sorry about that. I think he actually wants your email, your personal email, right? Is that what you want, Frederick? Or just his name? He wants his name or his email, Frederick. Sorry.
MAMMO.MUCHIE2019 COVID-19
Okay.
at gmail.com. Yeah.
We'll share that. We'll share that with him.
Okay, please share it. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right. Dr. Njoko.
Okay, so just a quick one. Thank you, Professor Mamouche, for always, coming right forward on. I'm happy, like you said, because I want to get involved. I mean, like, I'm building my career. I have to be there.
Thank you.
I have to travel to other parts of the world. I have to know what's happening.
Very good.
I'm teaching. Like, I'm in the academia, so I have to leverage
Yes.
this opportunity. And when you talk about collaboration, I think it's very key because currently I teach at the Pan Atlantic University. On Thursday, we had somebody came from London School of Art. It's all collaboration. And for us at Osiri, it's just platform we have to build so that we can build our visibility network, because this is more like a gradual thing, but we have to be strategic, we have to be very intentional. By the time we partner with other universities, like you talked about Obafemi Awolowo University, it's a big university in Nigeria. You never can tell. And then we have to network. So, and then the second thing I wanted to ask is this meeting. I'm not sure this meeting was recorded because I need to go over and listen to all the whole, contributions and then learn from it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, it is being recorded. So hopefully everyone here has signed up, to join this meeting. So if you sign up, then Precious has your email and she will send you the link to this meeting. The recorded link for this meeting. All right. Anybody else? Before we go?
My name is not only Mamo.
Okay,
my name is Omawale.
Omawale.
Omawale. I think for my sister, I want to give her an Ethiopian name. Alamnesh. You are the universe. In the Amharic language, Alamnesh means you are universe.
Alumnus.
Be universe.
Okay, thank you.
Alamnesh. Alamnesh, yeah?
Okay, alumnus. Okay,
Yes. Don't forget that name.
I won't forget it. Alumnus.
You are the universe.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
At least we should
before
also
we
joke.
go,
We should not always be serious.
Uh-huh,
so
uh-huh.
Frederick, just to make sure, Frederick, have you already applied? Are you applied? Abdullah, Abdullahi, have you applied already?
I'm applying right away now. I'm on the
Okay.
application page.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure everyone, Peter, have you applied? Everyone on here, make sure you apply. Let me put if you go to our website and scroll all the way down, you will see our WhatsApp number, osiriuniversity.org. Scroll all the way down, you see our WhatsApp number. You can send a message there if you have a question, or an email is also there. So make sure you apply. Classes start April 1st, and make sure you get locked in on that so that we can get going. And also tell your friends, because the way we are measuring our impact is number of students that we train, right? So so make sure you tell your friends to join you in this application so that we can have more impact to record for accreditation. Seal, do you want to say a few words before we close, please?
Yeah, I just want to, we're all about the Ubuntu philosophy, and part of that's having strong virtues. So I just want to, one of those is gratitude. I wanted to thank everybody. It's the energy on the call seems very, very high and positive to me. So I like to recognize that when people, I heard the word collaborate a lot. That's what we're all about, the we. So thanks everybody. Thanks to all the students, potential students that are on as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was very nice of you. All humanity to live in one world community. That's what we should go for. Yes, lifesaver humanity. This world is what we need. This vision we must pursue very much now in the difficult time the world is in. We don't want the third world war. We want a universal humanity. That's why I gave the name Alamnesh, so that we can make the universe humane.
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.